Imagine you went to the wild for summer and you had a one-on-one encounter with a wild animal. How would you react? Take a look at this dude that had a face-off with a rhino. Or this bike man who had an encounter with a hippo. And we have not even started. In this video, we will show you 15 scariest encounter with wild animals. 15. So, it's Saturday. You and your friend decided to go to the woods with your bike, only to meet a huge surprise. I mean, of all things that can be found in a nearby woods, should a bear be among? No, I don't mean teddy bear, a huge brown bear. Just by seeing this creature, I can only imagine what will be going through the minds of our mountain riders. I am even getting sacred on their behalf. So let's jump to the next. 14. Are giraffes wild animals or not? Well, if they are kept in the zoo, I could be brave enough to touch it. But in the wild, I am not sure I have that courage in me. Well, everyone is not like me, and which is why this bike man was bold enough to have a face-off with the giant. While giraffe might seem harmless, but any animal bigger than you can cause huge harm. If I am the bike man, I'd run away to number 13. Ever seen a lion up close? I did some time ago, and it's anything but the lovely animal we see in movies. It is a huge animal, which why I can't imagine going to the wild just to see them. Well, everyone isn't like me, as this team has it figured out. Well, it is a cute animal till something like this happens.
I know. Just lock the door. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that.
Wow, that escalated really fast. I bet your heart is beating fast just like mine. Up next, number 12. As far as ostriches are concerned, we know them as flightless bird. And that's the challenge. While other birds will fly away when confronted, ostriches will fight to finish. A fight with an ostrich is one I would never want to encounter.
Help.
That was an unlucky man who never knew ostriches are wild birds. Remind me to run the next time I see an ostrich. Next to number 11. Driving through the wild is a fun experience. I am sure you would agree. I know the feeling of seeing animals up close to click the camera. However, it comes with a scary part.
It's done.
Go.
Oh my goodness! Oh my! Screaming.
I honestly didn't see that coming. If one were to drive through a zoo, shouldn't the least thing be to lock car doors? This is one huge risk I am not willing to take just yet. I can't begin to think of the number of possibilities of what could have gone wrong here. I am sure you can't too. Up next is number 10. Lions are indeed the king of the jungle. Just from the way it walks, we can smell royalty all around. Looking at his pace, he looks harmless, but I will not be first to check if he is really harmless or not. These tourists with their car windows wound down looks like they are competing with the lion on who should be the king of the jungle. And with that roar, the competition is over before it began. I don't know if I am alone, but the roar felt it was in the same room with me. Thank God it isn't. Let's jump to number 9. The woods is always a fantastic place to interact with nature. However, it might become too natural for one's liking when natural things start coming after you. I honestly wouldn't want to encounter such. Would you? How would you have reacted if you just came across this? For me, I might pass out, but this young man is made of a special breed. Is this a movie or real life? Because my heart is pounding here and I am not even in the scene. Can he escape better on foot? Phew. This is definitely an escape of the century. My heart is in my mouth right now. Up next, number 8. I thought wild animals were only found in the woods or zoo. Surprisingly, they can be found in anywhere, and this is one of such places. What would you do if you were faced with a wild dog in the cold snow weather? Well, this young man attempted doing it, but his predator was not intimidated at all. A big fight is indeed brewing.
Ой, супер классный.
And without wasting time, the predator wins. I honestly feel for the young man. What if he was injured in the fight? He'd be in the hospital now. It looks funny now, but it could have ended badly. Let's jump to number 7. Have you ever been chased by a wild bird before? How was the experience? I know it was not a pleasant one. I mean, it is not that it is a huge animal, but it will persistently torment you.
Да, давай, спой.
I am sure the young man didn't see that coming, otherwise he would have prepared. This was a big fight and could have ended fatally if the bird pecked on his eyes. I am glad it didn't. Now let's move on to number 6. When was the last time you visited a see-through glass zoo? I haven't in a while, but we all know it shows the real nature of this wild animal if they were in the wild. I can't even imagine what would have happened if there were no glass here separating these two, or worse, if it broke. Gosh. This is one experience I can't be part of. Now let's jump to number 5. Visiting some animals as a tourist isn't always nice. There are some animals that I would want to touch. I would nerd a guide to stay around, just in case things go the other way. Well, since everyone isn't like me, this tourist did the unthinkable. I can't even think of doing this. Can you do it if you were in her shoes? Oops! We didn't see that coming. That was a very scary moment. We hope she is all good. Up next, number 4. Horses are gorgeous and beautiful animals. However, I would pay anything not to get on their bad side, as they can be quite nasty too. One rule of thumb I learnt over the years is never to stand behind a horse. This must be its trainer. He looks like he knows what he is doing. That must be hurting pretty bad. I can't even imagine the pain he is going through. Let's jump to number 3. Going fishing in a mudwater is always a thrill. I mean, who doesn't like catching fishes for dinner? It's not every day we come across fathers bonding with their sons like this. However, when an uninvited guest, alligator, shows up, then safety matters most.
Oh my God! That's a big gator, buddy. That is a big gator.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. On to number 2. Snakes are beautiful when we see them in the zoo, right? However, imagine they visited you in your home. Would you still find them cute? No, of course I am kidding. They won't visit you. However, it paid a visit to this lovely family. That was truly very scary. My heart was beating real fast as that dude saved the family. Whew! Let's jump to the number 1. Ever had an encounter with a bull before? I haven't, and whenever I see them, I try to maintain my distance. Well, we cannot say so for these regions where it is seen as a game. This is one game I would never be part of, but if the people like it, then it is fine. Well, things indeed got out of hand, and I can't begin to think of what the car passengers have going on in their heads. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Just the car. Thank you for watching. Please, tell us which was your favorite, and don't forget to subscribe.